Hello Taurus, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adriana and I am here to give you a reading for the month of February. Now, I have already pulled the cards. So we have 3 tarot cards, a card for what it is that you are supposed to learn in February. We have what it is that you need to let go of or work on for February, the emotion that you need to focus on, what you need to focus on in general. I have pulled a rune card, and then we also have a card for what it is that you would benefit from changing in your thinking patterns for February. Which actually, let's just start with that card. So what you got is sit with an urge. Notice when you have an urge to change your emotional state by doing something. Take a moment to be present with that urge and notice what's happening in your body and mind that may be driving it, as opposed to acting on it immediately, so that you can have more flexibility in how you respond to that urge. So with that, I'm getting just to, with any impulse, to sit with that impulse and figure out where it's coming from. And if this is a thought process, if it is an addiction, perhaps a sugar addiction, for example, this can guide you. And the card is specifically focused on appetites, food urges. But I really think that this can extend to everything. For why are you, checking Facebook? Is that really what you want to do, or is it a habit that has created an addictive urge in you? So then if we move on to the tarot, we have gotten the Hierophant, which typically represents spirituality, religion, inner wisdom. And I do see that you are probably going to be finding inner wisdom in February. But I also, with the urges, am seeing that this has to do with tradition and breaking tradition. So breaking your habits and patterns and recognizing new habits and traditions that you want to create in your life. And you will create those through that inner wisdom. And so with that is possibly new work, but I don't necessarily see you changing the work that you're doing this month, but taking that work into a slightly different direction. And so with that, your second card is the Lovers. And this has to do with your relationships, which, as we will get to with your lesson for the month, I do see that this is related to relationships. But more than that, I see this as the unity that the Lovers create. So we have the two sides, the two pairs, and then you're creating a whole above, which can represent the two sides of yourself, your masculine and your feminine, creating your true essence, your higher self. But what I'm getting with this for February is that you are going to have different pieces of yourself coming together. So the part of yourself that wants to do something and a part of yourself that doesn't want to do something coming together to create a unity for action, for getting work done. That way you do not have part of you not wanting to do something and part of you wanting to do it. You find that balance between it, so your whole self is being utilized when you do things. And that will result in the Chariot, which is victory, the victory of your actions. And so you will see more momentum in your work and ambitions in February or at the beginning of March, when you can truly take that action. And with that, the piece that you're missing between the sides of yourself is your motivation, is what I'm seeing. So what you are being asked to focus on for this month is what is motivating you. In whatever work that you are doing for this month, are you perhaps only slightly interested in what you're doing? So using like YouTube videos as an example, are you interested in YouTube but not interested in the topics that you are covering? So what I'm seeing is you changing what you're doing slightly, so not leaving YouTube, changing the topics that you're covering. Or if it's the opposite, are you interested in the topics you're covering but not the platform you're using? Perhaps change your platform. Or if you are writing books, perhaps make a movie. Those are just the examples that are coming to me on the top of my head. But reshape what you're doing or the way that you are doing it. So perhaps you are just not having enough fun in the presentation of your work. Perhaps you need to become more lighthearted in what it is that you are doing and allow yourself to have more fun. Perhaps bring in that inner child aspect of yourself, because that also is a part of your inner union to create your whole self. And then for your lesson that you need to learn this month, you got to choose friends wisely, which is an interesting result, because the only thing about this that has to do with other people would be the Lover's card. So for this, I think this has to relate not to everyone, but a select few people that may be working on projects with other people. And perhaps those people are holding you back from doing things the way that you would thrive the most by doing that process. So with that, you are having this a disharmony between your aspects and disharmony between you and this person. And so I think what the lesson is here is to find that harmony. And if you have to break ties in regards to the work that you're doing, you should do that and find new people that are going to align with your focus and goals. So I'm seeing that this can apply to some of you with friends that you do need to let go of, because they are impacting your thought processes and emotional states. But that doesn't mean that all of you have friends that you need to cut out of your life. But you do need to think critically and objectively about how your relationships are affecting you and your thought processes about yourself. And this goes into what it is that you need to work on this month, which is self-love. So perhaps you have relationships that are making you feel negative about yourself, that are making you feel less than. Perhaps you compare yourself, or they make comments that seem like put downs, or just aren't uplifting in the way that you need. And so if they are contributing to your lack of self-love, then that shows that you do need to find new friends and possibly replace them instead of just bringing in new friends into your life. And then what emotion you need to work on this month, you got indecision, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So, with this, I'm seeing that some of you don't know what it is that you want to do for your work. And so you need to find the motivation, because the motivation is going to drive you, and then you won't be indecisive. You will make your decisions based on the motivation that you have, but also that you are indecisive because of your split aspects and parts of yourself. So part of you wants to make one decision and part of you wants to make the other decision. And so by combining your aspects into harmony, then you will be able to make decisions and come out with victorious actions and results. And then lastly, for your rune card, which I cannot pronounce these correctly, but it is Tiwaz, which means justice, honor, sacrifice, loyalty, and victory. So what I'm taking away from that is the victory of your outcomes. So if you can take all of this to heart, find motivation, assess your friendships and relationships, utilize self-love in your life, make stronger decisions, and change any habits that are potentially not for your highest good, then you are going to be victorious in your actions. And with that, I end your reading for February, Taurus, and I hope to see you again in March. If you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Thank you.